Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take the information you send us, dig through it, and pull out the key stuff. Really just aiming to get you well-informed efficiently.
Yep, that's the idea.
So today we're diving into travel. And our source is, well, it's a YouTube transcript for English language learners, which sounds interesting.
It really is. It might seem like an odd source, but it gives us this kind of dual view on travel. You get the practical language, the words you actually need,
Right.
and then also the bigger picture, the more profound side of seeing the world.
Okay.
So our mission today is basically to unpack both sides of that. We think there'll be useful takeaways whether you're actually planning a trip soon or maybe just curious about what travel really means.
Got it. Okay, let's get into it. The transcript kicks off with this little dialogue. Marco and Erica. Sounds like a couple getting ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with that question. So are we all ready to go? Makes you think, doesn't it? What's the last thing you always check?
Yeah. And that simple question leads straight into the first bit of vocabulary they highlight.
Which is?
Road trip. Erica mentions taking 1 million road trips. It's defined as, a car journey for fun, often with family. It's such a huge thing in North America, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. That 1 million road trips line really nails it.
And the second term is the car's packed.
Pretty clear. That one, Everything's in the car.
Exactly. But it captures that feeling, that moment of, okay, we're almost ready. Maybe a bit of relief, maybe some stress.
Totally. So the transcript then has this first listening of their chat. What were the key things they mentioned getting done? What jumped out?
Well, first off, confirming the car is packed.
Right.
Then they've got munchies and music sorted, the essentials.
The road trip survival kit.
Then, interestingly, a map in the car, a physical one.
Yeah, that feels a bit retro now, doesn't it? But maybe hints at less digital reliance?
Could be. Then camera checked, tank filled up, very important. They feel prepared, using that phrase, all our bases covered. They're excited, but then immediately someone needs a pit stop.
Yes. Right at the start. So relatable. Even the best plans.
Exactly. It just shows both the excitement and the practical side of things right from the get-go.
Which sets up the language takeaway words nicely. First one is munchies. I think everyone gets that one. What are your go-to munchies?
Oh, something crunchy. Always.
Good call. The transcript defines them as snacks, chips, cookies, chocolate. The unsung heroes of any long drive, really?
Definitely keeps boredom at bay. Then there's fill up the tank. Simple phrase, but, fundamental for driving anywhere.
Can't get far without it.
Yeah.
It's that moment of, okay, now we have the fuel for the adventure.
Right. And the last one from this bit is pit stop.
A quick break, gas, food.
Or, as Erica demonstrates, the bathroom, even right at the beginning.
It just shows, doesn't it? Planning is great, but biology waits for no one. I wonder how many schedules get thrown off by that first unexpected pit stop.
Loads, I bet. So this takes us to the putting it together phrases. These give us some good insights into common expressions. First up, we've got all our bases covered.
Yeah, that's a great one. Means you're totally prepared, right? Thought of everything.
Exactly. And the transcript gives examples. Prepping for a hurricane.
Whoa.
Or just making sure you have your keys, wallet, passport, the everyday stuff.
Right.
And even a marketing plan example. It shows how versatile it is for conveying that sense of complete readiness. Ever used it somewhere unexpected.
Maybe planning a big presentation, make sure all the tech worked, slides were right, questions anticipated. Yeah, covered the bases.
Makes sense. And the second phrase, let's get going. Simple means let's start.
Or let's go.
But the transcript cleverly shows how it slightly changes the meaning completely.
Right, like let's get cooking, obviously about starting food prep. Then let's get out of here. That sounds more urgent, like you want to leave, maybe you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, different feeling entirely. And let's get down to business. Okay, now we're serious. Time to focus.
It's amazing how those little word changes shift the whole vibe.
It really is. Then the transcript mentions a second listen to the dialogue, but slower, which makes sense for language learning, right? Catching the details.
Oh, definitely. Pronunciation, how the voice goes up and down.
And then we get the fluency builder section. What were the key tips there for sounding, more natural?
Well, instead of just, are we ready to go? The dialogue used, so are we all ready to go?
Adding the all.
Yeah, it just makes it sound a bit smoother, more conversational, like you're including everyone, less abrupt.
Good point. It's subtle. And what about confirming something's ready, like the car?
Instead of just, it is ready or it is prepared, the transcript points to, it's all set.
Right. Like Erica says about the gas tank being full.
Exactly. It's all set. It just flows better, doesn't it? More everyday language. Makes you think about those little phrases native speakers use without even realizing.
Totally. And after that, there's a third listen, back at normal speed, just to kind of cement that natural rhythm.
Okay.
Then things pivot a bit. Erica starts talking about her own road trip memories.
Right, the contrast. Family trips to northern Canada.
Long drives, 8 hours, she said. Camping, campfires. Sounds pretty outdoorsy.
Very different from the other type she mentioned, road trips to Vegas with friends.
Yeah, that sounded more about like just having fun, chatting, the social side of it.
It really shows how road trip isn't just one thing, is it? The who and the why totally changed the experience.
Absolutely. And that contrast is a really neat bridge into part 2, where we look beyond the nuts and bolts at the broader experience of travel.
Okay.
The transcript calls travel an exciting and enriching experience. It says it offers a new perspective, that it's more than just, ticking off famous sites. What does enriching mean to you when you think about travel?
Learning something new, maybe? Experiencing something different that changes how you see things.
Yeah, that's key. And the transcript really emphasizes the cultural side.
Right. Experiencing new cultures, traditions, ways of life, simple things like how people greet each other, or food, music, daily routines. It just highlights how incredibly diverse the world is. It's not just seeing difference, it's feeling it.
And food gets a big mention, naturally.
Of course.
The transcript does a quick culinary tour. Italy, pasta, pizza, Japan sushi, ramen, Mexico tacos, burritos, India spicy curries.
Making me hungry now.
Yeah, me too. But it shows how trying local food is, like a direct connection to a place's history and culture, not just fuel. Ever had a dish that totally shifted how you felt about a place?
Oh, definitely. Some street food somewhere, you taste it and suddenly understand something about the local ingredients or the history or just daily life there. It's powerful.
It really is. And language comes up too, even just knowing basic greetings.
Makes such a difference.
It does. Shows respect. And the transcript notes that wanting to improve language skills can be a big reason why people travel in the first place.
True. And that connects to meeting people, right? Locals, other travelers. The transcript talks about sharing stories, gaining new perspectives.
Yeah, that human connection bit. Finding common ground, hopes, dreams, feelings, despite different backgrounds, that's huge.
And maybe the most important part, personal growth.
Ah, yes.
The transcript points out how facing challenges, getting lost, figuring out signs, trying weird food, builds confidence.
Independence, too. Problem solving.
Right. That feeling of, wow, I actually managed that really stays with you. It even says exploring your own local area can do that, too, if you push yourself a bit.
Good point. Stepping outside the routine. So the overall message seems to be that travel is about learning, experiencing, appreciating, and making memories that shape you.
Okay, that sets us up for part 3. Getting practical again. Preparing for the journey. What were the key planning steps highlighted?
Well, it really stresses that planning is pretty vital. Starts with choosing the destination.
Not just where, but what kind of trip you want, right?
Yeah.
And when's the best time to go?
Exactly. Then the really crucial stuff, documents, visas, passport validity, any needed vaccinations, the admin side.
Yeah, the boring but necessary part. That adventure prep starts way before you leave.
Totally. And transport planning. Booking flights early, knowing baggage rules.
Or planning a road trip, which gives you more flexibility on the way.
Right. And then packing. Getting the right clothes for the weather, comfy shoes, super important.
Oh, yes. Never underestimate comfy shoes.
Personal items, first aid kit, maybe a notebook like the transcript suggests.
I like the point about researching the destination beforehand.
Yeah, knowing a bit of history, local customs, basic phrases.
Shows respect, helps you connect better. And looking up local rules about dress code, photos, behavior. Being a mindful traveler.
Very important. And money prep.
Ah, yes. Local currency, how you'll pay for things.
Telling your bank you're going away. Don't want cards blocked.
Definitely not. And having some cash for smaller things.
Good advice. Then, accommodation. Hotels, guest houses, rentals. Booking ahead is usually smart. And thinking about what amenities you actually need.
And technology gets a mention too. Navigation apps, translation tools.
Downloading offline maps, that saved me more than once.
Smart. And maybe the most important piece of prep, travel insurance.
Absolutely essential for those just-in-case moments.
So, lots of planning. But the section ends with a reminder about mindset, right?
Yeah, be open-minded, be flexible. Things don't always go to plan, and sometimes that's okay. Adaptability is key.
And that leads right into the start of the journey, the actual setting off.
The buzz of excitement, whether it's plane, train, bus, car, boat, that moment you're actually on your way.
The transcript touches on air travel, the whole airport dance. Check-in, security, waiting, then the flight.
Right, and contrast it with train travel, which it presents as potentially more relaxed, watching the scenery go by.
Dining cars, grand stations.
Yeah.
Has a certain romance to it sometimes.
It can, yeah. And road trips, again, the sense of freedom, your own music, stopping wherever looks interesting.
Spontaneity.
Buses get a nod, too often cheaper, gives you a glimpse of daily life. And boats, peaceful, great views, different perspective.
So lots of ways to travel. And the transcript mentions meeting people during the journey too.
Yeah, fellow travelers sharing the experience and that mix of feelings, excitement, maybe a little anxiety.
And it circles back to adaptability again. Challenges happen on the journey itself, not just at the destination. But they teach you things. And just observing the world go by gives you a new perspective.
Exactly. Which brings us neatly to part 4, arrival. You're finally there.
That first hit, right? New sights, sounds, smells. The transcript calls it a mix of emotions. What's your first impression usually dominated by?
Often the energy of the place, the pace of life.
Interesting. The transcript then covers getting to your accommodation, taxis, buses, metro, ride-sharing, figuring out a new system.
Can be a little confusing at first.
But then, the exciting bit, stepping outside, really feeling the place, and trying the food comes up again, straight away.
Makes sense. Street food, local restaurants, cafes, immediate cultural immersion.
It encourages just wandering, getting a bit lost even, finding those hidden spots away from the crowds.
I love doing that. And again, stresses meeting locals, learning from them directly.
It also acknowledges that adjustment period, new weather, time zone, routines, it takes a little while to settle in.
True. And it wraps up that arrival part with reflecting on the first day and looking forward to exploring more.
Which leads to the real adventure, the exploring phase, visiting landmarks, learning the history.
The typical tour stuff, but also experiencing local neighborhoods, getting a feel for daily life.
And food again.
Yeah.
Especially street food for that authentic taste.
Can't emphasize food enough, clearly. Transportation is part of the adventure, too, using local buses, maybe unique things like tuk-tuks or ferries.
Right, it's all part of the experience. And nature gets a mention, parks, mountains, lakes, outdoor activities.
And cultural experiences beyond sightseeing performances, festivals, workshops, maybe even a homestay for deeper immersion.
It keeps coming back to meeting people and the magic of getting lost and finding something unexpected.
And a reminder to capture memories, photos, maybe a journal.
Okay, so that's the exploration. But part 5 gets real again. It talks about challenges because travel isn't always smooth sailing.
No, it definitely isn't. And the transcript lists quite a few potential bumps, language barriers.
Which can be funny sometimes, even if frustrating.
Getting lost, which we said can lead to good things, but can also be stressful.
Sure. Transportation problems, delays, cancellations, teaches patience.
Weather changes, messing up plans. Cultural differences needing sensitivity.
Money worries, budgeting.
Health and safety concerns. It covers the bases, really, the less glamorous side.
But the key takeaway isn't don't travel because of these things.
Not at all. It emphasizes that overcoming these challenges is actually what makes travel more rewarding. Builds resilience, adaptability, makes for better stories later.
True. The stories are never about the perfectly smooth days.
Exactly. So from challenges, we move to the journey home. Often mixed feelings there.
Yeah, happy about the experiences, maybe a bit sad it's over.
The transcript mentions those last moments, a final look, a last meal.
Contrasting the return journey with the outward one. Less anticipation, more reflection.
And arriving home. That comfort of the familiar, but maybe you see it slightly differently now.
Could be. And sharing stories with friends and family. Reliving it all.
And the lasting impact. The transcript really sums this up well. A greater appreciation for diversity.
Personal growth.
New perspectives on your own life.
Inspiration, maybe, for learning more.
And just cherished memories. It ends by saying that spirit of travel kind of stays with you, sparking future adventures. Nice thought.
Yeah. And then finally, part 6 circles right back to the beginning, the English language learning aspect.
Right, a review of the vocab, like a little quiz section from the original source.
It covers those key phrases. All ready to go, packed, munchies, fill up the tank, all set. Got all the bases covered, get going, road trip, pit stop, revisiting the meanings and context.
And add some more car-specific terms too, like trunk, passenger, freeway, rental car, highway toll, practical stuff. And it mentions repetition, example sentences, good learning techniques.
So it really ties the practical language learning back into the whole experience.
It does. So wrapping up our deep dive, we've kind of journeyed through the practical language of travel, but also explored those, richer meanings, preparation, the journey, arrival, exploring the challenges, and how it all changes us.
Yeah, understanding all those facets feels valuable, whether you're actually packing your bags tomorrow or just, thinking about the world.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought for you listening. Think about a trip you've taken. When did something go unexpectedly wrong? What happened? And what did you actually learn from it about yourself or the place?
Or maybe think about that dream destination you have. After listening today, what part of the culture or the journey itself feels most interesting or appealing to you now?
Some food for thought. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into travel. We hope it sparks something for you.
Until next time, happy travels, wherever and however they might happen.